So hello everyone, welcome everyone to my channel NEET by Gen Z. So as you all know that I was a dropper for NEET 2026 and I cracked NEET and JEE both in 2026. So in this video I am going to share with you how I mastered chemistry to score 99.9 percentile in January shift of my JEE Mains attempt. One thing to say that I did not give April attempt because my NEET was my main motive. So to have full focus on NEET, I did not give the April attempt, but I gave only JEE attempt on January. And on physics, I scored 98 percentile, and on chemistry, I scored around 100 percentile, 99.9 something. It was the percentile. So today in this video, I am going to share with you the resources, the strategy I used to master physical chemistry. So this video will all be around physical chemistry. So let's start. First of all, for physical chemistry, it is not about memorizing. It is all about understanding. Memorizing only the formulas, but you must understand how to apply it to solve problems. So I, since I was a self-study guy, so I did not see any lectures for physical chemistry. And if you are online studying or self-study, you must first clear your concepts. So the most important chapter for physical chemistry, that is the father of all the other chapters, is mole concept. So if you are weak at mole concepts, you will face problems at all the other chapters of physical chemistry. So let me show you how I did that. See, I used Chaya Prokashoni book in my ISC to master my basics. So here you can see these are the, yes, you can see all the problems I have done for physical chemistry. And after mole concept, the chapter is structure of atoms. So basically in structure of atoms, the short formulas are very important. Like for finding radius, it is 0.53 n square by z Armstrong. Okay, so these basic formulas you must keep in mind to solve the problems of structure of atom. So those short formulas are very helpful. And for structure of atom, you must also study the NCERT book, because many scientists and discoveries are given over there. If you do not study the structure of atom chapters from NCERT book, you could miss the questions that may come from theoretical part. So after structure of atom, it is periodic properties. So I think periodic properties is of inorganic chemistry, and I will say on that part only. And after that, the chapter is states of matter. I know this is being excluded from previous syllabus, but without this chapter, many questions may seem like a problematic to you. So you must not skip states of matter. And after that, it is thermodynamics and chemical kinetics are more or less related to each other. Yeah, thermodynamics, equilibrium, and chemical kinetics more or less related to each other. So while you are going through chemical thermodynamics of class 11 and equilibrium of class 11, you must also complete chemical kinetics of class 12. So these were the chapters from class 11. And from class 12, for class 12, I used my ISC book Nutan Chemistry to master my basics. So solid state, but it is being excluded from present syllabus, and you must not do, and there is no need of doing this solid state chapter because it is not related to any other chapters like solids and gases, as I said. The next chapter is solutions. Solutions is very important chapter, and that Van 't Hoff factor, I factor, is very much important. You must not get confused while solving the problems. You must always have a close note of that I factor, because only for the silly mistake the whole questions get changed. Then the chapter is electrochemistry. The chapter electrochemistry, you must focus on the numericals, and you also must go through the NCERT, that primary cells, secondary cells, those chapter, those part, because it is all about memorization. That primary cells and secondary cells, dry cell, Leclanche cell, Mercuric cell, uh, secondary cell, lead storage battery, cadmium storage battery, then fuel cell. That is all about memorization. You must have to memorize from the NCERT book. Then it is chemical kinetics, very much related to thermodynamics and equilibrium, as I already said. So that's all for physical chemistry. And after clearing the basics, what you must focus is on the PIQs. Okay, so let me show you how I solved all the PIQs of physical chemistry. So let's, so here you can see I have solved each and every PIQs from physical chemistry. And what I did, I circled them which I could not solve in my first attempt when I was solving these chapters. So why did I circle them? I circled them because it would be very much helpful in the last 2 to 3 months for my revision, because I will not go ahead of practicing all the PIQs in the last 2 to 3 months, and I will only focus on the circled ones. So yeah, you can see all the PIQs. I have solved them multiple times before my exam. And what I did more of that is I wrote them in a separate copy. The PIQs which I felt difficult and need to be memorized, I wrote them in a separate copy. Here you can see this was like a mistake copy, you can also say. Those I found difficult, I found mistakes, I wrote them in a separate copy. So this copy was a great help or relief for me for my last month's preparation. And now last 1 month you must have a note of all the formulas. So to get a, to know all the formulas, what I did, I bought this one, JEE Mains plus Advanced Chemistry of Allen handbook. So this was very much helpful. Let me show you. Yeah, here all the formulas are included, and I revised them 2 to 3 times in my last month. And yeah, true to say, it was a lot helpful. Yeah, as you can all see. So that's all for physical chemistry, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel if you are new, to get to know the preparation strategy for inorganic organic physics for JEE Mains. And since I cracked both the exams, NEET and JEE, I will also begin to release the strategy for NEET 2027-2028, and I will also guide you about ICSE and ISC. At ICSE, my percent was around 98, and I was the topper that time. So yeah, I will also guide you on those topics. So thank you. Hope you like this video, and thank you. Take care.